Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so it is officially 2022. I can't believe it. Happy New Year's. I didn't really have a New Year's resolution for this year, but if you guys did, let me know what it is down below in the comments. Maybe I'll think of one in like a week or something. I don't know. But I also just wanted to say throughout my whole social media journey, thank you to all of you guys who have been supporting me, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I actually just hit 8 million on TikTok, which is insane. I never thought that I would have 8 million people giving a crap about what I post on social media. Like 19-year-old me who was working in a pizza shop never would have imagined it. But anyways, quick thing, there is a trigger warning in this story time today. It has to do with suicide. Just wanted to put that out there. So if you guys are sensitive to that topic, maybe just go and check out some of my other videos if you haven't seen them yet. But without further ado, let's get into today's YouTube video. So I'm going to bring you guys up close. But anyways, just the usual little rundown. So for most of the story time, I will be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. Most of these story times are sent in by an anonymous person. And I usually do tell these story times in a first person point of view. So if you don't like that, then you can leave. Story time about me being a home wrecker. Love that. So a little background information, I was 18 and a senior in high school. So this story is a little confusing at first. It all starts on my senior year, the first time I ever felt true love, or at least I thought it was true love. So my dad had just gotten a work promotion and he left town for this job, and I think he had to be somewhere for like maybe 3 or 4 months. All I know is that at the time he was not here when all this happened. So it was just me, my mom, who was addicted to going to the country club every single day of the week. Like sometimes I literally forgot that she existed. So most of the time I was with my friend Jill. Jill was probably one of the most important people that I had in my life at this time. We became friends my freshman year when I joined the soccer team. Now her dad, Mr. Ryan, was the coach of our soccer team, but was also probably the main attraction to it. Might I add, our team sucked balls. Literally. Now, if you asked any of the moms, they would say he had the job because he was one of the best coaches in our town, when in reality, most of the moms thought he was just really hot, super good personality, and even though they probably didn't see it this way, they would throw themselves at him. And these just weren't single moms. These were full-on married women with like 3 or 4 kids. You get the point. Now, of course, this annoyed Jill, like, a lot, but at some point she just got used to it because she knew that her dad would never leave her mother because he loved her mom, as she would say. As Jill and I's friendship grew over the years, so did my crush on her dad. At first, I thought it was just me, till a month before senior year started. That's when I noticed all the long stares between him and I, looking each other up and down, gross, and the playful, flirty joking. Well, the first month of school and my 18th birthday, stuff kind of popped off between him and I. Keep in mind, Mr. Ryan would usually take Jill and I to school every morning, but on this particular morning, Jill was sick with the flu. But Mr. Ryan came to pick me up anyways because he knew that I wasn't used to riding the bus. But low-key, I found this very attractive. I don't know what was wrong with me. I had a thing for older men. Once I was in the car, he like looked over at me dead in the eyes and grabbed my hand and was like, "I need to talk to you." I was like, okay, Mr. Ryan. Sorry, gross, sorry. So of course I said yes, like I'm in the man's car, low-key have a crush on him, and I wanna know what he has to say to me, like school can wait. So he drives to this coffee shop that's near my house where we sat in his car and talked for a little while. That's when he says that he did not want to be with his wife anymore. And he said that he dreamed of his life going in a complete different direction than it was at the time, if that makes sense. When I asked what he meant, he told me that he loved me and wanted to be with me. And that over time of his daughter and I spending time together, he finally saw what his his daughter saw in me. Sir, what does that mean? Because that just does not sound right. But silly me, being young and stupid, I told him I felt the same way. So I said, I love you too. Like, what are we gonna do about Jill? Jill was like my main worry with this whole thing because I wouldn't want to hurt her, you know? He reassured me that once she found out, she would understand. I was so blinded by love that I agreed, and I thought his plan was freaking genius. Well, after that, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out this box. I thought he was gonna propose to me. I was like, oh my god, things are moving so fast. He didn't. But he did pull out a diamond and gold necklace. And I was like, oh, for me? Okay, like, maybe we can make this work. And I know what you're all thinking. You're probably like, girl, it probably wasn't even real diamonds or real gold. I took it to whatever the heck that person's name is to get it appraised. And it turns out that it was real diamonds and real gold. So, yeah. So after that, I gave him a big hug and we had our first kiss. That's disgusting. So on our way to school, he told me not to tell anyone and that we will become public after this year is over. And I was okay with this because, you know, as a young girl, you like to feel taken care of. I felt like he was going to take care of every single thing, you know, there were going to be no issues. So of course I agreed and I kept our love a secret, you know, while in the meantime we were sneaking around, meeting up in different places. This is definitely TMI, but the sex, really good. Not gonna cap. So not only was I blinded by love, but that too. But after a couple of months and a couple close calls, I realized that Mr. Ryan never planned on leaving his wife or his daughter. Well, after soccer ended, Jill and I started hanging out less. So her dad and I, we would still meet in secret. We would usually meet at one of his vacant rental properties and we would talk for a while, do the nasty, the usual. Until eventually he stopped answering my text messages and my calls. So obviously by this, I was very upset. I felt betrayed. I was super depressed. Felt like no one would ever love me like he did. Just a very dark time in my life. It was mostly the fear that like he didn't want me and I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. And I really had no one to talk to about it because it just so happens that my best friend was his daughter. And like I said, my mom was absent. Very absent. So what did this lead to, you might be wondering? This led to me tying a rope around the banister in my attic. It was like right around the stairs, like here's the banister and there's the stairs. So I put a stool up on one of the chairs, put the rope around my neck, and I kicked out the stool from under me. It worked at first, but then the rope snapped, which I'm kind of happy it did because I took that as a sign at the time that I needed to get revenge, and I definitely did. So basically what I'm saying is I decided I was going to ruin his life since I felt like he ruined mine. It only seemed fair. So I collected all the pictures and videos and love letters we gave to each other and I put them in a folder, and I also put them on like a USB drive. The next day I texted Jill and gave her a heads up before arriving to school because I still loved her. That was my best friend, and no matter what happened, I wasn't just going to throw her on, I wouldn't even say throw her under the bus, like stab her in the back like that, I guess. Even though I pretty much already did. I don't know, my logic was kind of all over the place at this time. She saw my message and tried to convince me to talk to her first, but everything was already done. At 9:15 a.m., I uploaded the documents into an email of Mr. Ryan and I even gave very detailed information about some of our conversations and context behind some videos and everything like that. For example, the one time he said that he dreamed of my since I was 16. These story times make me so uncomfortable sometimes. Anyways, and how he would leave his wife and family for me, you know, just the whole 9 yards. And that wasn't even the worst of what was in the document. So you can imagine, I literally exposed everything. After that, I was called down to the office where my parents were made aware of the situation. I would say at this point, I pretty much just should have been put in jail because I was grounded and lost all of my basic human rights. Like no TV, they would turn the internet off at literally freaking 6 o'clock at night. And the only reason why it was left on till 6 o'clock was in case I needed the internet to do my homework. I was given a flip phone, and yeah, it was just like annoying, very annoying. When in my opinion, I don't think I did anything wrong. But as for Mr. Ryan, he was fired from his job. His wife left him, obviously. Jill surprisingly felt really bad for me because she thought that I was groomed when in reality I had the same attraction to her dad that he had to me, and yeah. Anyways, he got sued by pretty much everybody who could get even the littlest amount of money out of him. He eventually left town not long after that, and I believe that I was told he ended his life not even like 2 years later. As for me though, I got my life together and eventually decided that looking for a boyfriend wasn't the best for me because what? Men ain't shit. Period. But Jill and I are still best friends to this day. Her mom hates me, like really hates me, like despises me. And I mean, I get it, I stole your man pretty much. I'm just kidding. But Jill did not give a crap because I would still go over her house 24/7. And plot twist, her and I have been dating for 2 years. Because why? Men ain't shit. Girls are where it's at. All right, everybody, that is the end of today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, maybe hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know when I post my next video, make sure to hit that bell. Also, if you want to send in your anonymous story time, make sure to click the link in the description. Love you guys.